Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are the Big Show right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place, and we're so excited to introduce you, the Kiss 92 fan, to someone we've known for, what now? Close to 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, in the flesh, right here in the studio, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. So excited to be here. And I was told I had to wear pink.
Yeah, you're so pretty in pink as well.
I dug it from my mom's.
Oh,
You look-
poor thing.
You look very pretty.
Who told you you need to wear pink?
Who knows?
Did we tell
Yeah.
Minister Ong Ye Kang to wear pink yesterday?
We did, but he didn't turn up in pink. See, we can't tell the minister what to wear.
Tell everyone what to wear.
Anyway, Dr. Geraldine Tan, would you like to just introduce yourself a little bit? Because many Kiss 92 fans, I'm not saying they don't know you. Many people know you now, but for the benefit of our Kiss 92 fans, please tell them a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so what do they want to know? So all of you here call me Dr. Jerry, and I have an outfit in Orchard Road, Somerset. It's called The Therapy Room. I have a team with me, and we are psychologists, and we see the little ones right up to the seniors.
All right.
Okay.
So mental wellness.
Yes.
It's something everyone is talking about these
Yes.
days. What are your thoughts on the fact that there is more emphasis now on mental wellness more than ever before?
It's exciting because now we not only get those that have clinical issues, but those that actually come forward to just check in for mental well-being, which is very exciting.
So you don't actually have to have any issues. You just feel like you need a
No.
refresh.
No, yeah. So I have those that come like twice yearly, those that come yearly, just to check in to see if everything is going well with their mental well-being. So this being the beginning of the year, we've got quite a number of them who have come forward to just check in on themselves.
How do they check in? What happens? Because I've thought of checking in, but
Yeah.
what does checking in entail?
FD's actually asking for a free session right now.
No, because I know conflict of interest. You can't do it.
No,
Because
cannot.
Glenn's been trying to get on your couch forever.
That is true.
So,
This is yes.
That is true.
so what is this check-in?
So check-in, they will tell us, they'll tell us whether, what's been going on, the difficulties that they have, the improvements that they have made. So the more they are able to articulate their difficulties and their improvements, we see the insights that they have also. We also can see the patterns of behavior which we want to correct, because patterns of behavior sometimes trips us over.
Right.
Okay.
So,
All
Kiss
right.
92 fans, you're in for a treat because Dr. Geraldine Tan will be on the show every Tuesday at this time.
We have you for a whole hour, but in the meantime, if you're just waking up, it is the 7th of February.
So, today,
Navigating changes and transitions, going into new beginnings. And we're not the only ones, obviously. Yesterday was our first day. It was
Yeah.
it was not rough, but I guess all of us were a little bit nervous.
No, I was a lot
anxious.
nervous.
Glenn
You were
was
a lot
very nervous.
these professionals, no problem.
No, I was anxious as well.
I only had 1 hour of sleep, Jerry.
I woke
1
up-
hour.
Yeah. You couldn't sleep the night
Couldn't
before.
sleep at all, I was
woke up
tossing
every
and
hour,
turning.
yeah.
I couldn't. When I came in here, I thought I was coming down with a stroke.
It's like I guess like first day jitters, right? I mean, you get it in school, you get it at work, you get it in any new environment. Even though you've come in and you've kind of looked around like we did, to see what the layout was like and stuff.
I think for me it wasn't jitters.
What was it then?
Because from the day before, from Sunday, I kept saying to myself, I don't have to worry, I've got the team.
Yes.
I don't have to worry, I've got the team. So when I came in, I wasn't worried. But when I left, I was exhausted.
Yeah, I was exhausted as well. Oh my
I
gosh.
was exhausted.
So I think yesterday, in terms of the most stressed, I think it was Sean, it was Shalini, and it was
And
myself.
yourself, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I definitely couldn't sleep. But last night I slept like a baby.
You
I
were
went home, I slept in the
utterly
afternoon.
exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel so good this morning. Now I feel like, oh, okay, this is my house. Yesterday, it felt different, you know?
I felt like I ran a marathon, you know. I took
Yeah.
a nap in the afternoon, which was longer and deeper than I usually do. And then even waking up in the evening, I had no energy to even prepare dinner. I went to bed early. I was just tired. I was so exhausted.
So
really tired.
is this a psychological
Is it
thing?
mental
Yep.
tiredness?
So you just went straight into what I prepared of signs and symptoms.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yay.
Of change because it is part of anxiety. So all the symptoms that you describe is part of anxiety, but you do not have an anxiety disorder.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Because, you know, you have an anxiety disorder when all of a sudden you can't even breathe.
You can't breathe, you
And
can't
you have,
speak.
that's like a panic attack, right? An anxiety attack.
Well, if you're nervous enough, maybe you know you can't
Yeah.
breathe because you're so tense, right?
Right.
Your chest is so tense.
Can you give us some medication?
That's a psychiatrist.
Okay.
No,
There you go.
Why does
There
this
is a
happen, though?
psychologist.
I mean, like for us, why does it happen to people that you get so nervous? Is it the fear of the unknown? You know,
It's a fear of the unknown, but you know, just saying fear of the unknown is not quite that. It's also when you're excited, adrenaline is pumping. Yeah, so everything is kind of raised, everything
Elevated
is kind
heart rate.
of tense. And being excited and being nervous has the same physiological changes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between excited and nervous? Excited is good and nervous is not so,
So
good?
excited has a more positive connotation. So your thoughts are more positive. Nervous or worry has a more negative sort of connotation. So your thinking is a little bit more negative.
So whenever there's competition, I think that happens.
But you see, to me, that sorry, Jerry, I don't see it that way. I see nervousness as an energy that you need to channel. And nervousness gives us boundaries.
But that's when you know how to harness it, you see.
Right.
So all the different emotions actually have certain energy level.
Right.
Okay.
So if you know how to harvest it or you know how to use it, then you have used it optimally.
Okay.
So how do we harvest our energy then? Nervous energy, anxiety, whatever it may be.
So I always talk about social support, right? So
Yeah.
what FD gave himself was, I have the team with me.
Yes.
I have the team with me. So he had social support.
Yeah.
So that is one, right? I've got this, the I can attitude. That is also another positive thinking that, you demonstrated.
Right. I'd rather just take a muscle relaxant. Is there a brand maybe you can...
I know a couple, but I'm not going to tell you.
So do your muscles actually tense up in situations like this?
So you actually have muscle ache. So some people actually complain that their thighs ache because they squeeze their butts together, everything contracted.
Right.
Or they have a tummy ache because they're squeezing their tummies, or they produce a lot
Butterflies
of.
and all that.
Is that
Yeah.
butterflies in your stomach?
Yes, yes.
I
So
felt
you
a bit
have
nauseous when I woke up yesterday morning.
Oh, no.
Just a little bit. Like for maybe about 5 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
what did I eat last night? No. I think I'm just like,
No,
there's
I forgot to
butterflies
have
in my
dinner.
stomach.
Yeah, so nausea or lack of appetite. So sometimes you feel like, I can't eat anything. So
got
that's
it.
part of that nervousness or stress of anxiety.
Good, huh?
Got it.
If I lose my appetite, then I'll lose weight also.
It's a bad way to lose weight.
Yes, that's a bad way to lose
No, you don't want to
weight.
lose weight that way.
I'd like to say good morning to whoever is watching us on our YouTube channel. We've got quite a number of watchers there. I believe we have some on Facebook as well.
Yeah, we've got Ren who's listening to us as always. Aloysius, Thea. Thea wants us to say good morning to Stephanie, who is also with us this
Good
morning.
morning,
Good morning,
Stephanie.
Fiona is with us. Everybody's going, finally, Dr. Jerry's in the studio.
It is the
Good morning,
first time, huh, Jerry?
everyone.
First time in
Yes.
the studio.
That's okay.
That's because you know why Dr. Jerry is so busy. That's
Yes,
why.
yeah.
So after this, she's got to rush back to the clinic. Okay, we'll talk about this again on air. Here we go. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Of course, you can catch us on The Big Show TV via YouTube as well as our Facebook page.
Can you believe it? We have people listening to us from Guernsey.
Guernsey. Good morning. Or is
Where's
it good
Guernsey?
evening?
Guernsey is off
It's
the
off the UK. Yeah.
I see.
It is off the
It's
UK. I think
an
it's
island
near
or a group of
Jersey.
islands off the UK.
Yeah, good morning. No,
morning.
good evening, maybe.
Good eye.
I think it's time for you to go to bed. But no,
Yes.
stick around. We've got Dr. Jerry for the next 40 minutes or so. And if you aren't already watching us on the Big Show TV, you can go to youtube.com/Kiss92FM. The same thing is happening on our Facebook page.
And if you have a question for Dr. Jerry regarding our topic, please send it through.
And the topic for today, navigating changes and transitions. So, Dr. Jerry, where can one typically find change?
So you mentioned about your workplace change. So changes occur, major life changes where you have a change of school. So some of the children just started school, so they change schools. Illnesses, sometimes you have an illness that takes you down, or you've broken a leg or broken an arm. Oh, hopefully everybody don't do that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, moving houses, that is great. Overseas study, so that's also studying. Divorce, sometimes you go through divorce. There's birth, which is nice. Everyone celebrates birth, but it also brings about a lot of changes.
Right.
There is aging.
Oh, yeah. That's a slow change, isn't it?
Actually not. Sometimes you go, oh, this year the body aches a little bit more, or the eyesight goes a little bit more.
Or you
So
just...
people are thinking too much about that. That's why they...
I mean, sometimes you not for me, I've heard, if you lean down and tie a shoelace, your back might start hurting. And you're like, oh, what did I do just there? This is stuff I've
Or
heard.
what haven't you been doing? You
Yes.
haven't been working out. You
enough,
haven't been
yes,
focusing
yes.
on your core.
Strengthening, yeah.
You have only yourself to blame.
Oh my.
So angry.
Yeah, so a lot of changes can occur and different life changes. Yeah, brings about different emotions that we spoke about, earlier. So like for the students who have to change school, so many of them, we have to prep them for the new year, for the new class, for the new friends, for the new teachers. A lot of changes.
So how do we prepare for change then? I mean, whether it's like you say, a birth is a beautiful thing as it is, but there are a lot of changes that come with it, especially for siblings. All the attention is now on the new baby, and the siblings, the older siblings may not get the attention, or somebody is aging in the family, and like my dad last year, they had to do a lot of changes because he went through his strokes.
Yep.
So there was a lot of change in the family.
Yep.
So not all
Yep.
change
Yep.
is positive, not all
Not
change
all-
is negative.
Yep.
But how do
Yep.
we prep ourselves?
So we have our tips later on, but because all of you have gone through change, I've brought, and we have expressive work, right?
Oh my.
So we
What?
have
And puppets.
For those of you who are watching us on the Big Show TV right now, Faujia is watching us on YouTube.
Good morning, Faujia.
Choose one.
She'll be able to see the hand
I'm
puppets.
taking the owl. I'm taking the
Okay.
owl. Throw the owl. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
And then
tell you what, pass me the giraffe.
Okay, I've got
Once
the
upon a
owl.
time.
Oh, rabbit.
I want the rabbit.
Oh,
I
wow.
want the
the
rabbit.
rabbit
Okay.
has
What-
a
what
little
voice is that?
wonky neck, so please be careful.
That's a little bit like FD. He's got a wonky
I
neck
got a
as well.
I got a wonky everything
There you go.
right
People
now.
who are watching us on the Big Show TV on YouTube or Facebook right now will be able to hear Glenn the giraffe give you a time check.
Okay.
Time check, 8:13. Oh,
Jerry, what have you got?
Ellie meaning butt crack.
Got Ricky!
What's down there?
Oh.
My very first hand puppet. So some of the interns at that time actually got it for me. It started the whole collection.
Very cool. That's why you get the special one. You get the first one, right?
And
shall
he's
name
got
mine
Ricky.
the
He's
Dragon
a
Warrior.
raccoon. Such a cute raccoon. Yeah, and all of I feel like now Victor Koo and Charlie.
Yes.
I grew up with Victor Koo and Charlie, and
Oh, yeah?
he was a ventriloquist.
Did you
for
hear
those
Charlie
that
say the
don't
bad
know.
word on? Sorry.
No, what are you talking about? I used to listen to Victor Koo and Charlie every Saturday morning when we drove my dad to work.
Oh.
Because it
Yes.
was a Saturday show, and I looked forward to
And
it.
that's
so
why you
much.
said the bad word.
What the-
I didn't hear the bad word.
You're
I
too
must
young.
have-
You're too young. When I met you in school, okay, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Tell the
yes,
story.
Tell the story.
So I was this hotshot DJ already going around, visiting schools, saying hello to the students and all that.
To the young ladies and everything.
yeah, apparently, Jerry was there and she showed me a photo as well.
Oh no!
had a crush
I
on
can't
Glenn.
find.
So cute.
Well, he is still very good looking, and he
Aw.
was good looking at that time still,
There
right?
you go.
They will beg to differ
Blushing.
based on the photo.
She's blushing as well.
It's
No,
the pink
it's this
shirt lah.
studio
We
that
wear
is
pink,
very
that's
hot.
why.
I'd like to say good morning to Warren as well. Warren's watching us from YouTube, and he says, "Good morning, all. Thank you so much for the new change. Enjoying it. Thank you."
Wonderful.
All right. So
Warren.
what's up with the
Okay,
puppets?
what's with the puppets?
Okay, because all of you were talking about like nervous, you know, a lot of changes, nausea, and everything. So what I do want you to do now is to maybe we name our pets first,
Okay.
or our
Little bit.
little bit.
Isn't that the name of one of your rabbits?
Exactly. And it
Okay.
looks exactly like this.
Okay. You see how he's got this new voice on? I don't know who this
Little
is.
bit. Little bit.
Okay, mine's name Hoot.
Hoot.
Hoot the owl.
Godfrey the giraffe.
Godfrey the giraffe.
Isn't that
I love
Toys
it.
R Us?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think Toys R Us is
Giraffe is
isn't
called
it? Or is
Is
it
it?
Jeffrey?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think-
This is
oh.
Godfrey.
I'll Google for you.
Because I
I
want
think
God
it's
to be
Jeffrey or
in this
something.
giraffe. See, that's
Oh,
why. Yeah. Right, Godfrey.
The howl.
Thank you,
Oh.
Glenn.
Okay. So we're gonna have all our little friends here just help us articulate either a phrase or they can do a physical action
About?
to demonstrate our emotions.
Right now, our emotions?
Our emotions of
Yesterday,
yesterday
okay.
or today, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Something to
Yesterday was like
express.
this.
That's true.
Today is like.
I was perfectly all right yesterday because I had all my friends with me.
Mine was like this because I was very energetic. I was like running all over the place the entire weekend up until Monday.
definitely looks like you.
Oh, thanks.
Yesterday.
She had a 4-shot espresso in the
I was
morning.
like all over the place. Today I'm kind of like an owl flying.
Calmer.
Calm.
Nice. Okay, so if you were to use an expression to describe or a phrase to describe how you're feeling now.
Now.
No. I would say relaxed.
So Godfrey has to say something.
Oh, Godfrey.
Ah.
What do you want to say?
Zen.
Oh, okay. Wow, Zen,
I
Godfrey.
think the word would be content.
Content. Nice.
Can I say something also?
Wait. Hoot is not done. Hoot is not done.
Oh, okay.
Hoot wants everybody to know that Hoot today feels very positive.
Oh, nice.
Especially since Hoot spoke about Hoot's feelings yesterday. Hoot's
Nice.
feeling good.
Aww.
Does it mean you were feeling negative yesterday?
No, just more positive today.
Okay.
I love these accents that are going on.
Glenn wanted to say something too.
Okay. So can I also contribute?
Yes.
So he said
Sure.
Zen. I say settled.
Yes. Yeah. Yesterday,
Interesting words popping around.
yesterday these seats didn't feel as comfortable as they do today.
Yes.
Getting used to that.
Mine feels very comfortable.
no.
I've got massage function, by the way. The button here.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
How come we
If I press this button.
Nonsense. It's the same chair.
It's the same chair, Glenn.
Stop lying. I think. The chair is comfortable, but it's not the same chair we've been sitting in for the past few years.
Yes.
So this feels different, but now it feels like my chair.
Aww.
Yeah.
Nice. So what we want to share with everyone is, you see, Godfrey, yesterday you were feeling like, and then you collapsed.
Almost collapsed.
But today you're zen, and yesterday Hood was feeling like super buzzed up. And now it's a little bit more positive and calm. And little bit was okay yesterday.
Yeah.
But today felt differently. Felt
More independent, maybe. Yesterday, more.
content.
How about
More
turning a little bit into rabbit stew?
Let me tell you something.
Godfrey. Stop.
It's not that kind of program, okay?
I think Godfrey is a herbivore.
Not this Godfrey.
Don't eat leaves to me, Godfrey.
This one is
Oh,
evil. This is the
He's
evil Godfrey.
Evil Godfrey, I tell you.
And that owl? Have you guys eaten fried owl?
Oh, okay.
You're having
Tastes like KFC!
Who's hiding now?
everybody's running away.
Who doesn't want to be near
No,
Godfrey?
definitely not.
No, but what we've just described is that any emotion that you feel is only temporary, so it passes.
But I also feel that these lighten the situation up so much.
They do.
You know, I think we've laughed a lot more today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We smiled a lot more. And we kind of look back at yesterday and go, okay, that wasn't so bad.
No,
Yeah.
and moving forward, it'll be even greater.
All right, we're back on The Big Show and The Big Show TV right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Our guest for today is award-winning psychologist Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. So happy to be here.
And if you have no idea who Hoot, Godfrey, Little Bit, and what's your...
Recky.
And Recky
Recky the
are,
raccoon.
you have to head to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kiss92 to find out who all these new little characters in the studio are. We're talking to Dr. Jerry from the therapy room, and we're talking today about changes.
So Thea came across on our Facebook page and said, I've got a question. I'm moving to the US to live with a friend of mine, and I am scared.
Ooh, who's this friend?
I'm moving for the first time. How can we help her?
So, if we have already, we know that the change is coming, so we can plan ahead. You know, so going to the US, it is scary. So, Thea, what is your favorite toiletry? So for those students that are going overseas to study, oftentimes I say, do you have something that you would like to bring along
From home.
something familiar? Yeah, I cannot do without my sambal belacan.
So how are you going to pack all the sambal belacan? I mean, different countries have rules where you
Yeah.
can't take your belacan
Yes,
with you,
yes.
right?
But
Australia will never let you
No,
bring
they
your sambal
won't.
belacan.
Never.
Someone
never.
will get it in for you.
Yeah,
FD.
But this is in the UK. In the
US.
No,
She's
US.
going to the
I
US.
see.
Going
It's
to
going
the
to the
US.
US.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes a familiar item can definitely help. You know, a
Like-
security item.
Like a
also
blanket as well, or a piece of clothing that also could help.
clothing, photographs, you know, a scent, perhaps. Yeah, so all your senses can be used, whether it's visual, auditory, your favorite song on the way, on the plane. The scent I was telling you about. Yeah. So something that you can look at, something you can hold and touch.
A puppet then. Yeah. A puppet. Spray the puppet with your favorite cologne or perfume or whatever.
Yes,
And then
yes.
get the puppet to hold a little jar of sambal belacan.
But talking about that, so one of the friends who are is still grieving, she has a little monkey that represents her mom, and she sprays her mom's perfume on the monkey.
Oh, wow.
She brings it everywhere with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Now, you're talking about a departed mum.
Yes.
So by having this monkey and spraying as a, what do I want to say? What's the
Comfort,
word?
like
No.
a security blanket?
As an untrained person, you're
Yes.
a psychologist, as an untrained person, I would imagine that is clinging to something and not wanting to let go.
It's a process, right?
Okay.
And it's a process of having dialogue. So sometimes when someone has departed already or has left, right, we want to hold dialogues with them, right? Especially if you're very, very close to them and you have been having conversations with them. So having that conversation is not wrong.
Okay.
Having that conversation is not crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it helps them to settle their emotions and regulate their emotions. So
Yeah.
we rather have that than dysregulation.
And at some point, they begin to wean off the
They're not
puppet.
reliant.
And
on
why
it.
do you have to let it go? That's
Yeah.
the thing, you know. Like if you're
Do you have
angry
to?
all the time because of work, people say, "Hey,
Let
just
it go.
Yeah, yeah,
relax,
it's
just
what
let
I'm
it go."
saying.
But when it comes to someone who has departed, someone we love so much, why should we let them go? Why? Why do we have to let it go. Like some people, like, hey, come on,
It's closure. Yeah,
please
it's
don't
what
be
we call
sad already.
closure, yeah.
Just let it go. It's not easy when you love
No, it's
someone
not,
so
it's
much.
not.
Okay, let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV.
And we're talking about change today and using the help of puppets. And speaking of which, Guillermo del Toro did it. Robert Zemeckis did it with Tom Hanks as well. But way back in 1940, the animated film Pinocchio had its world premiere, and it became one of Disney's most beloved classics. Today is the 7th of February, 2023.
So let's continue to talk about that. So many a time people always ask other people to just let it go.
Must people have closure?
Yeah.
Yeah, is
When,
it-
when
We
it
all
comes
have
to
closure in different ways, right? I think you both are talking about different things. I think FD was talking about, that clinging on.
that dependence on this.
That dependency.
Yeah.
So only when it's dysfunctional, you block everyone out, you cannot function anymore. You're just there with that particular object,
Right.
and you don't want to let it go. Yes, that's dysfunctional because it affects all your daily functioning. It affects your work and social functioning. But when you're using it to help you to manage your emotions, you're not reliant and dependent on it 24/7.
Right.
But what I
Okay.
mean is, sometimes
Yeah.
people, right, they don't, they just say it without
Yes.
knowing. Some
Yes.
people have not even lost, let's say, a good
parent
friend. They've
or
never
a
lost anyone in their
child.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
Yep.
someone loses someone and is distraught, is
Yeah.
sad, it's so easy for them to say, hey, just get over it.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
but I
Which
think
is
I think-
very
I
insensitive.
think Angel
Yeah.
had a really interesting question. Do we really have to have closure?
Closure in different ways. Some people they have their own symbolic closure, and that chapter ends. But
Like
doesn't
a
mean that-
burial, that could be a
Correct,
closure. Okay.
correct. But it doesn't mean that we forget.
Yeah.
I think these people that say, "Oh, get over it," "Oh, why are you crying even after 2 years?" Those are the people that do not know what to do with the other person. So then they simply say a
Insensitive.
phrase that appears to be insensitive, but they are trying to shake off their own emotions.
So how do we be sensitive to other people's change? I mean, we spoke about individuals going through change.
Yep.
How about the people around the person going through change?
Well, asking them how is it going? Have they settled? Do they need any help? So questions like that. If you've got nothing else to ask, just sit there and listen, because the person that is buzzing with energy might need a listening ear.
Because sometimes it's like children. How can you say, have you settled? Like, how's it going? Kids
Yeah.
may not be able to express themselves, especially those going to school, starting out, first
Yes.
day of school. That can be very
Yes.
terrifying, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
then they take a while to settle in. You can't come back every day and mom's like, have you settled? Have you settled? Have you settled? And the answer is always no,
But at
right?
the same
So-
time, if you've set up a relationship with your child from a young age, your child will be able to talk those things through with you.
But some don't know how to express that particular feeling,
Yeah.
So the question that Angel asked, right? Have you settled? That's a concept.
Okay.
So the
Not in
child
those
doesn't
words.
Know the
know
concept.
that concept. But if you ask the child, what do you do with your friends today? What do you have for recess today? Who is your teacher? So very specific questions they will be able to answer.
So it's like, tell me about your day. What did you do when you got into class? And
Yes,
just kind of
more
make it comfortable.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we agreed that how is your day doesn't really work.
Okay.
The child is going to tell you, okay.
Yeah.
The teen is going to tell you, normal.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work.
So it's the same thing as asking a partner, like when they're upset or they don't want to speak, and you're like, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine."
Yeah.
It's almost like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You need to be more specific.
No, but men
in what
understand when they ask their partner, "Are you okay?" and she goes, "I'm fine." We know we're in
It's
trouble.
not. Yeah, it's not fine. So the approach has to be different. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. The question has to be different,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm very bad at this,
All-
which is,
all
which is
men are
why
bad
two
at this.
divorces.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've learned over the years. You know what I mean? In the past, if I see, she's not in a good mood or whatever, I'll just go, hey, why so grumpy?
No, it should be. Is there
You know-
anything I can do to make you smile?
Exactly. So these days, yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Be more sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all grow wiser as we mature,
as we
you know what I
mature, yeah.
mean? But it's
Yeah.
okay.
Hopefully.
Everyone's entitled to make a mistake or two.
And everyone changes at different times in their lives
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes, yes.
So we
I say
talk about developmental
Just go with the
changes.
flow, and then everything will turn out fine. But choices are very important, though. Huh?
Yes,
Choices.
yes.
Some people just feel like, they don't have to think very much, right? I mean, Funny enough, I contradict myself. I just said go with the flow, but I don't mean it that way. What I mean is, no matter what you do, right, you need to try and make the best choice possible.
And you need to consider the people around you. A lot of people make choices and they're like, yeah, okay, this will be good. And then without considering or having compassion or empathy for those that it may affect. So a lot of
the
people,
consequences,
the consequences. A lot of
right?
people make a decision and like, oh no, I don't want to go to this thing. But then you don't realize that that thing included you. And now that you're not there, so many other things need to change.
Yes.
You know, people don't realize that. You know, they just say, okay, it's just a selfish way of saying it. I don't feel like it.
Yeah, but sometimes when you are very overwhelmed by your own emotions, it's very difficult to think for the other person, especially when you don't even know your own emotions.
Yeah.
So we oftentimes have to focus on ourselves first before we focus on others.
That's a very good point.
How do we do that?
We take care of ourselves.
No, but how do we focus on that? You know, that emotion. How do we know the emotion we're going through?
So most of the time, now people are better, but most of the time people focus on their thoughts. So one of the things when change happens is catch your thoughts. What do I mean by catch your thoughts? Is that oftentimes we tell ourselves, cannot make it, or I'm going to die, or, you say something that is very negative to yourself. Catch yourself saying that, So the negative thoughts and negative words are different from preempting a worst case scenario. So when you want to go with the flow, you would want to balance a little bit. You need to know that there is going to be positive and what you can do, but you also know that certain things might go wrong and prepare for it, and not just do 100% everything is going to be bad.
10 seconds.
Okay.
When we
traffic.
come back, I want to ask you how, as a psychologist, you help people. What do you do to help people who can't deal with change?
Okay, hold on.
Okay, there's this. We're talking about people and we're trying to guide them. Someone who can't deal with change. They have problems dealing with change. As a psychologist, what do you do?
Okay, so we know that if you already know that there's change ahead, we plan ahead. We talked about the negative thoughts. We can go a little bit more into that because sometimes that really just trips us over. Taking time to pause and pace yourself. So remember, Hood was like, running all over the place. Yeah, so sometimes if you see someone doing that or you catch yourself doing that, it's really just sitting down and take a break.
Counting to 10 almost. Like
So taking a breath there. Bringing something comfortable into the space. So I'm not sure what each of you have brought with you into the studio.
Well, I brought some of my familiar things from the other studio. He's got his fortune cat
Yes.
and his other larger god of fortune.
My Chai Sen Ye.
No, but these are things that I think do calm Glenn down.
Yeah, because it helps for you to remember your own little space as well, right?
But the most important. Okay, hold on. Let me just.
If you don't know
ready?
what's going on, you can watch us on the Big Show TV on YouTube /Kiss 92 FM.
马到功成.
Yeah.
Success.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have brought some familiar elements into the new space with
brought
us.
my bell as well.
And he
You
brought
brought
his
his
bell as well. Yeah.
Well, what have you brought with you, Angel?
I brought my cup that holds my hand cream,
Cream
and
and-
my stationery, which
Nice.
is a familiar sight for me because it always sits in front of me, and
Yeah.
obviously my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's familiar for me.
FD?
And you? You didn't bring anything,
no,
did you?
no, it's not that. Whether it's the studio or whether it's my personal life, I am not a hugely religious person, but I believe. And I never...
You are not a hugely religious person.
Not hugely.
He's in the taxi in the morning saying his rosary every
He's-
morning.
and he
say
was
the
supposed
rosary.
to become a
What?
pastor, wasn't he?
No, but when I'm
He should
saying
be
is-
the Pope.
when I'm saying I don't go to mass every day. I mean, I say my morning prayers, I say my night prayers, I talk to the Lord, whatever.
There you go. You're holier than most people.
But I never, ever go anywhere without my rosary. And it must be somewhere where I can touch it, so it's always in my pocket.
Right.
So the minute I feel uncomfortable or something, my hand will go to my pocket. And
It's
I'll
in
touch
your
it.
pocket,
Yeah.
right?
So that's what I take no matter where I go.
Yeah.
What happens if you forget?
I have been halfway to a venue and I've turned
Turned
the
around.
grab around.
Wow. Okay, so you're very uncomfortable without it.
Very, very uncomfortable with
I think you
it.
need to see a psychologist.
We might know of
That to me is a bit extreme.
Is that extreme?
That is spiritual strength for you.
Okay.
And you're entitled to it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Could it be any rosary, or does it have to be that rosary?
No, as long as I've got a rosary
Oh,
with me.
rosary. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
So I'm entitled to my
wait.
Of course you are.
I just want to say hi to Lee Elson on YouTube.
Yep.
It's the first time
I
he's
see Elson.
tuning in. Also to Robin Tan on YouTube as well.
And Missy Lily is here as well. It's saying good morning to all of us and Dr. Jerry.
Hi. Morning.
Cindy is on our Facebook page and asking, how long should we give it to get used to change? Is there a time frame? Do
well,
we have
this-
to? Yeah.
This is a tough one. Everybody have different tolerance and different rates that we take. Some faster, some a little bit longer. So it doesn't mean that if I take like an hour to settle in, and you should take an hour. So we don't impose on anyone.
Yeah.
Taking a selfie with
I
who?
can see it. It's like, oh my god, so cute.
You know, all our viewers on Facebook and YouTube, ask Jerry more questions.
Yes, please. Yeah. I mean,
You know,
we love the good mornings and the hellos, but if you really have a question for Dr. Jerry, we only have about 20 minutes left with us, so now's your time to ask her anything you need to ask. It doesn't have to be about today's topic, anything at all.
That's right.
Type it in.
And we were talking about planning ahead,
Yes.
catching our thoughts, pausing, maintaining routines. So sometimes, it's very disruptive. We go into a new space, we start a new job, and our routines get a little bit disrupted. So I think I heard someone said, taking your coffee or something like that, So starting your day with your coffee can help just to set the tone for the day.
It's a bit different now, our coffee routine.
Yes, it is
It is. Yeah.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
So we're getting used to that as
Right,
well.
right,
Yeah, but
right.
you're right. Routine is everything.
Very important.
It's
Yeah.
like yesterday we all woke up a lot earlier to come in. It felt completely
Wrong,
off.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you start that routine, it helps you just to frame your day. And that definitely helps. Yeah. And gratitude. I think sometimes we forget
Yeah.
to be grateful. So like today I have a change in routine coming here, but I'm very grateful to see all the smiling faces here.
Oh, we're grateful for you too.
So were you nervous or anxious or anything before coming in? Excited?
Excited because
Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, I actually, gonna see everyone. I'm gonna have an actual mic in front of us, and the headphones and the whole gear. It's
Makes
like,
a big difference, right?
I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but it's so exciting to be in the space, sharing it with all of you. Yeah, so I was looking forward to it.
Plus, you got very
Fantastic.
comfortable chairs as well. We've got the most comfortable
This is
chairs
true. These are really good
in
chairs.
radio right now,
Yeah.
The
is very
Apple chairs. Thank you very much to the good people at Apple.
These are great.
Glenn, Matthew has come across and he's made an observation,
Yeah.
even something I didn't realize. He's asked,
My glasses. Yes, I've changed my.
No.
They're
no,
okay.
is your golden microphone a comfort point for you?
No, you see, when I signed on to join SPH Radio, what I requested for is a golden mic. I said, if there's no golden mic, I'm sorry, I can't come over. And so general manager, Mr. Sim Hong Huat, he got a golden mic for me.
He
So there you go,
entertained
Matthew. Question
Yeah.
answered.
Okay, we've got a question from Benjamin. This one's for Dr. Jerry. What's the best way to support a spouse with anxiety?
Oh,
wow.
okay. Yeah, so lovely for Ben to ask the question. Caregivers are usually very tired, Yeah, because you have to preempt or you have to predict, you have to look out for warning signs. So those would be things that your psychologist or psychiatrist would have told you or told the patient. What are some of the warning signs? What are the triggers to look out for? A lot of love, a lot of care would definitely help. Anxiety is often fueled, as I always say, by uncertainty. So creating a lot more certainty in the day, in the routine would definitely help.
Yeah, like my mom as well. My goodness, she's lost so much weight just from the whole change. And she always says how tired she is, not just
Yes.
physically, but mentally, emotionally drained
Yes.
from the entire thing. So we tend to forget about the people looking after
Correct.
the ones who are sick.
Yeah, so a big shout out to all the caregivers. Please have self-care. Please look after yourself and have compassion. Rest. Because if you're not rested, you cannot help.
And sometimes taking yourself out of the space as well, right? I try to encourage her to come out, have some lunch, being out, go shopping a little bit, just to get away from that
Her
whole
own time.
That,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
whole space.
But she doesn't want to leave your dad alone for too long.
She
as well,
doesn't,
right?
and also she's too tired. Or doesn't have the mood. So that's hard when you don't have the mood to want to do anything else.
So we do need to be careful because sometimes caregiver themselves can go into a depressive state. Not quite depression, but a depressive state.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
don't want that. So if you see the social isolation, you see the change in appetite, you see the sleeplessness,
That's
those
not a good
are,
sign.
Yeah, so those are your alarm bells.
So how about spending more time with them then? I guess
That's
these
like
days
how-
you visit them a little
Yeah,
bit more.
I do.
right?
I do
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as I can. Yeah. But is there anything else that we can do? I'm sure a lot of people are busy as well. So how do we kind of care from them from afar?
Our parents love food.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Asians love food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, bringing them their favorite food, sitting with them for makan sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely
Just
helps
little
them.
things.
Yeah, just small things, not the big things. Yeah.
Right. Just a shout out once again to the Kiss 92 fans who are watching us right now and listening to us on the radio. We certainly hope that, Jerry here today. And, as the days go by, you'll get to know all of our contributors right here on the show. And we hope that, we'll make a difference in your lives. You know how sometimes when we have a radio show, it's all about the radio DJs and
Yeah,
all that.
for sure.
When we came over here to Kiss 92, we said, no, we want the fans to get more than just
Absolutely.
us. They'll get absolutely everything from us already, but we want to make a difference in their lives
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Speaking
So-
of which, you have something?
Speaking of which, Cindy Faith has a really interesting question. I've gone through this with my kids. When they're teenagers, they go through so much anxiety. School, peer pressure, it just mounts up, it mounts up.
Yeah.
And you always go, don't worry, things will be okay. When it comes to school, study hard, it'll be all right. It's the same old lines that have been used generation after generation after generation. And only now that I sit back and I think about it, did any of those lines really work? Are there tips to help us guide or to help us with this teenage anxiety that we've got to deal with?
It's called teenage angst for a reason, right? They all go through it.
But
Yeah.
how do
Seconds,
we
yeah.
help them?
I think for us to be aware, and this teen actually put it very nicely because I've been dealing with teens for so many years.
You know what, Jerry? I think let's go on the radio
Okay.
and,
I'll
and answer
ask
this.
that.
Yeah. And our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
So, Jerry, Cindy Faith, and I went through this with my own kids.
Cindy Faith is
Is a Facebook, someone watching us on Facebook. And she says, as parents, we need to deal with teenage anxiety. There's so much of it. Kids go through so much. There's school, there's peer pressure, there are hormonal changes, there are all kinds of things happening in their lives, and they get very, very anxious. Tips on how we can help them. Because we say the same old things, Don't worry, everything will work out.
Yeah.
Study hard, you'll pass your exams. And only when your kids are 30 years old, you go, that was rubbish.
Yeah. So I want to start with with what one of the teens had told me, and she said, "Auntie Jerry, when I turned 13, my entire life changed."
Wow. So cute.
But it does.
But I'm so glad she was able to
Articulate
articulate
that, yeah.
And since then, I've been using it for different teens where, they start to understand that we empathize with them, that we know that there is a change because their own peer is able to articulate that. There's suddenly that awareness, conceptual awareness of so many different things. And this teen say, I'm not like in primary school anymore. And I go like, wow.
I got to put my big pants on now.
Yeah. And suddenly there's this difference that they feel. And sometimes we need to ask them, right? What is the difference that you feel? Not what is the difference that we see as parents. Because for the teen, sometimes they are able to articulate it for us, but we've never stopped to just listen to them. Yeah. So we prescribe it's okay, it's all right, do it this way, do it that way. In my time, the teens really hate this.
In my time.
Back in my day.
Yeah, they say your time and my time is different. Why are you constantly repeating about your time?
Yeah.
So they
Can be
don't
quite
like
irritating. Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
To the teens, they don't like it. They say, how about dealing with it in my time?
Right now. This is when it's happening.
Correct. Yeah, we know you're wise, we know your experience and all, but just keep it to yourself. It's okay. Just help us. In our situation right now.
I've got another question from Missy Lily. Maybe we can talk about it on the Big Show.
A little
TV.
bit about Big Show on the Big Show TV because we got to let Jerry go. Thank you very much, Jerry,
No
for
worries.
joining us this morning on Kiss
No
92.
worries.
Of course, you'll be with us every Tuesday on the Big Show TV, but we'll catch you virtually as of next week.
Yes, we will.
Time for that last one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Missy Lily is asking on YouTube how she'd like to check how she can replace the comfort item or even a soft toy with something else because she says whenever she forgets the item, she panics. So you were talking earlier about like for FD as well as the same thing, the rosary.
The rosary.
You
I
head
turned
back
around and I
home.
went home.
So what can one do?
Yeah, so we need to see, right, whether the comfort item is a tactile item that you need to touch and feel.
Right.
Because for FD, you need to touch
I
and
need to
feel
touch
it
it.
and
Yeah.
hold it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So for Missy Lily, is it something that is tactile or is it something visual? If it's something visual, you can take your phone, take a photo with your phone, bring it along with you, and that might, just be sufficient for yourself.
Okay, that's
Okay.
a good idea. Taking a photo of it.
Very
Yep.
good.
Or downsize it. They've got mini
Stuffed toys.
no
Mini
rosaries
rosaries,
that you
yeah.
can put in your wallet.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
Yeah, mini
making it
soft
small.
toys too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can put on a key ring or
Yes.
something like
Yeah.
that.
There's
yeah.
also the Catholic bookshop now where you can actually buy a new rosary from time to time. Even
See that as well?
I'm thinking if he loses his rosary, like I remember when I went to Desaru the last time for my golf trip, right? I actually left my St. Michael's rosary, which I bought from Vatican City,
I know the one you're talking
over
about.
there.
Oh, no.
The one you
Yeah.
wear around
Oh,
your neck.
dear.
Yeah, I left it in my hotel room.
And
Then I went to the Catholic bookshop here in Singapore. I went to buy another one.
well, you said it's not a particular
It's
rosary.
not a particular rosary, which is probably why I have 11 of them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Got it.
Okay, we got a question of the day running through.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And we have that massive prize to give
Amazing.
away. It's a bezel coffee table worth $780 from Cellini. Now, this is the kind of table that comes with both open and closed storage. So you can display all your beautiful items on top and then put all the items that you don't want anyone to see in the closed storage. If you want to find out more, you can go to cellini.com.sg.
The question scrolling on your screen is, name the first man to set foot on the moon.
I know.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Name the first man to set foot on the moon.
Sean Connery.
Go into
Buzz Lightyear.
our comment section and write down the name of the first man to set foot on the moon.
Yeah, you can do it on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can do it on Facebook. Do it anywhere where you're watching
What was
us.
your answer just now?
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz
Buzz
Lightyear.
Lightyear.
To infinity and beyond.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Jerry, for joining us today.
Yes.
We can say bye to everyone who's watching us right now. Please
We
share
have a
it.
code.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Hold on.
the
Oh, yeah,
quote
sorry.
of the
Sorry.
day.
Sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
we
Jerry's
have
hold
a
on.
quote.
code, and
Sorry, I
I'll give
forgot
a
about the
short
quote.
one since it's time to go.
No,
Yes,
no.
yes.
It's
No,
because
no.
of you. That's why.
Yeah.
We
Take-
don't
Yeah.
need to tell your
And I need
next
to do the
appointment.
news as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I can go for the longer one. It's by Tara Shannon, The Bear and the Rabbit. And the rabbit asked, "Am I broken?" "No," said the bear, "you're healing. Healing can be messy and it takes time. Sometimes it might feel like you've broken, but it's just a rough edge being soothed as it grows and fit into a new place. Soon you'll be stronger than you were before."
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Thank
Like
you very
it.
much, Jerry.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry.
Bye.
Bye-bye.